Hey, I'm Drekken, this is the Competitive Edge. This is the show where I talk about the best of competitive gaming hardware and software. Today I'm going to talk about the Steel Series Sensei Raw Edition. Now, a few things to note, that there are two versions of the mouse. There's the Steel Series Sensei and Steel Series Sensei Raw. The Raw is what we're going to be talking about. The Raw is more of a lower price point mouse made to be more affordable with a little bit less bells and whistles. For this episode, I decided to choose the rubberized version. It also comes in a glossy, but for me, I find that glossy leaves a lot of fingerprints. The advantage of the rubberized version is that when your hands are sweaty, like mine are, you're able to still maintain that grip. Before we dive in, what I really like to say is that I love the mouse design. If you aren't familiar with Steel Series, all the mice have Japanese name inspirations. Sensei, meaning master, has the accumulation of all the knowledge that Steel Series has accumulated by making mice over years. It has a very similar shape and design to the Kana, but supports a lot of the same technology as the Zai. Let's take a look at some of those numbers. It has 8 buttons, 7 which are programmable, the 8th being the CPI switch. Well, speaking of CPI, it supports a CPI of 5,670. My favorite thing about this mouse, though, is it weighs about 0.2 pounds. I love light mice. Now, this mouse and the Sensei don't have weights, and that may be a problem for some people who like weighted and heavy mice. The sensor is an Avego ADNS 9500 sensor. This is the same sensor as the Zai. If you like the Zai sensor, you're going to love the Sensei's. This ambidextrous mouse supports buttons on either side, making it good for left or right-handed individuals. Now, the problem may lie when it comes to these buttons. I found that being right-handed, I didn't really use the buttons on the opposite side. And I read from other people that using the buttons closest to your thumb, you may hit it accidentally. Now, I use the claw style, so my thumb is barely even close to those buttons, but people who use the palm style might find themselves hitting these buttons accidentally. The bottom of the mouse have little rubber feet, which gives the mouse just a little bit extra lift distance. This is good, seeing as you can't set lift distance on the mouse like you could the regular Sensei. When it comes down to it, the software was simple to install and easy to use. The thing when it comes to the profiles, though, the mouse can only store 1 profile at a time, unlike its Sensei brother that can store up to 5. This becomes problematic when you're traveling to lands or going to a friend's house. You're going to have to find ways to bring the profile with you and install the software on the PC that you're using if you want to change between profiles. When it came to genre choices, I ended up thinking that this mouse was a stronger first-person shooter mouse only because of the macro setups. Though, if you're someone who doesn't really care very much about macros, this mouse is perfect for all 3 genres, first-person shooters, MOBAs, or RTS. But if you're very heavy on your macros, then there are stronger mice for a little bit less under the price to get you what you need. The mouse is about $55 on Amazon, $30 cheaper than its Sensei brother. Now, if you're trying to cut back, then this mouse is perfect. But if you have the extra $30, I recommend going full out and grabbing the Sensei, unless you feel that you don't need all the extraneous features that the Sensei offers. That's all we have for this episode. Thanks very much for joining me on the Competitive Edge. I'm Drekken. I'll see you next time.